The row over Sen Shri Ram doesn't look like ending anytime soon. With me, Aparna Sen, to share her thoughts on the subject. Sen Shri Ram, what do you feel about the political use of a religious chant?
I don't like it. I think that politics and religion should be kept completely separate. All the problems start from, equating politics with religion. I think that's very wrong. But having said that, I would also say that since it is a democracy, people have the right to freedom of expression, and if they chant Jai Shri Ram or Allahu Akbar or whatever, Jai Ma Kali, you can't stop them. There's no way you can stop them. And I don't like the way our Chief Minister got out of the car and she tried to stop them and she used abusive language. That doesn't behove her. She had come in with a huge majority. She has done some good work. I really have to say that when I went scouting for locations in West Bengal, I found that the roads were excellent, all the roads, which had not been that way before. She's taken care of the Maoist problem. At least in the hills, the Darjeeling and so on, North Bengal, we can now travel there. We can plan holidays there, which we couldn't before. Right. Some things she's done, but also I have to say that all her reactions are knee-jerk reactions. She's so impulsive. She doesn't think before she does anything. I think that's if she aims to be the Chief Minister of Bengal for a long time, she has to start practicing controlling her speech, controlling the way she talks, controlling just the impulse to talk. She has to control. She has to think first, think it out, and then say whatever she has to say. Take the advice of people around her. There are some good people. There is Amit Mitra, there is Shougata Roy. There are people like that. I think she should take their advice and not just say anything, the first thing that comes into her head.
Well, that's the important thing, that you're pointing out, that the slogan by itself, whether it's Jai Shri Ram or Jai Ma Kali Jai Shri Ram, which is what the BJP has turned it into now, whatever the slogan, it is the reaction that is, what is making the difference and sending out all the bad signals.
Yes, the people of West Bengal are very, very upset with this, and they don't like to see their Chief Minister behaving like this. She's turning her voters against her. And I think she's digging her own grave, if you ask me.
That serious? You mean to say that it could affect her chances in the next assembly election?
Well, she will have a tough fight in front of her, very, very tough fight. Because a lot of people, now people I know, people that, the civilized, urban, elite, middle class, they are all pro-BJP now. And I worry for that. I worry for that because, not because BJP will, not make an effort. I'm sure that Mr. Modi will make a real effort to, set things right in this country. But, their basic idea of equating nationalism with Hinduism, with Hindutva, the Savarkar style, the Savarkar brand of nationalism, that worries me. I would much rather go with Gandhi's pluralism.
And you think that's not happening? Even Rabindranath.
I think that is under attack. And Gandhi is under attack, Nehru is under attack. I think, and Rabindranath and Sharat Chandra are being branded as nationalists. This is so strange. Rabindranath, who wrote, about Chitta Jeta Bhayu Shinno, where the mind is without fear. And, most politicians find it a very, very important and valuable lesson, so to speak. But I fear that that is happening. And this, if young people, students, think of equating Hindutva with nationalism and forgetting that there are agnostics, there are atheists, there are Christians, there are Buddhists, Sikhs, Christians, Dalits, Muslims all over. That is us. That is us. That is what holds India together. Because remember, Monideepa, before the British came, really, India was not a state at all. You know, there were emperors who, from time to time, got it together.
Right.
But it was actually a conglomerate of small kingdoms fighting each other. They united against the British, and the Muslims played their part in it too.
Absolutely.
And what about the secular Muslims who stayed back instead of going to Pakistan? Remember the film Garam Hawa?
Yes, of course.
How they stayed back because they wanted to live in a secular state. Now what happens to them?
Okay, 3 questions more. Your message to Mr. Modi, who has 5 years ahead of him. Your message to Mamata Banerjee, who has 2 years before she faces the polls.
I don't have the temerity to send a message to Mr. Modi, but if I may humbly say, Mr. Prime Minister, just look after all your subjects. Just remember that you are not the Prime Minister of only the Hindus. You are also the Prime Minister of Christians, Dalits and Muslims. This is very important. And to Mamata, I would say, please think before you say anything.
Finally, the role of civil society.
I think civil society has to act as an opposition without taking sides of any party at all, and they have to act as an opposition against all the wrongs committed by any party.
Okay? Huge tasks for Mr. Modi, for Mamata Banerjee, and of course civil society in India that has to act, as she said, as an opposition without taking sides. That's such a tough call. In Kolkata, with Anirudh Tripathi, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.